It's raining, but I don't need an umbrella. Standing in your rain is where I wanna be.
Hello beautiful people, I hope you're all doing well. If you are new here, then welcome. My name is Belle. If you are not new, then thank you so much for coming back. Today I'm super excited because I finally got my hands on the new Fenty Beauty skin tint. I was actually not going to pick this up, but after seeing all those pictures on Fenty Beauty's Instagram, I couldn't resist it, so I picked one up and we're going to test it out in this video. Be sure to click that subscribe button if you are not already, and of course give this video a thumbs up too, and let's just get right into it. So I'm sure you already know about this, but if you don't, if you've been hiding under a rock somewhere, Fenty Beauty came out with a skin tint. This is the Eaze Drop Blurring Skin Tint, and it's supposed to be really lightweight. Summer's coming around the corner and sometimes people don't want anything too heavy on the skin, but something that is a little bit more lightweight with a touch of coverage. One thing I found a little bit weird is that there was like limited shades that were brought out, but after going on the website and having a look, it seems like a particular shade in the Eaze Drop fits about 3 of the original foundation shades for Fenty Beauty. So when I looked, I'm the shade 420 in both the matte and also the hydrating foundation, but after looking on the website they said that 420 would be better suited to the shade 20, but because summer's around the corner I thought I'd go a shade down because the undertone seemed like it would still work for me, so I chose the shade 21 instead of 20. I don't know how much darker it's going to be, but I'm hoping that it will look okay regardless, so we're going to test it out in this video. I did pick up the hydrating primer because I have been wanting to get my hands on this for so long, but I got it in a mini because I wasn't sure if I would like it. So let's just go right ahead and apply this hydrating primer. Oh my gosh, it feels amazing. Oh wow, it feels unreal. So smooth. I really love the texture of this primer. It smells really nice as well. It smells quite like some of the other Fenty Beauty products. I don't know exactly which one, but it smells really good. Oh wow, so good. Oh, this feels amazing on my skin. Wow. I'm still gonna go ahead and color correct just because I'm not 100% sure if this shade will do that job for me. So I'm gonna go in with my NARS New Caledonia in the Natural Radiant Longwear foundation just around my mouth. This is something that I pretty much do all the time. Now I know Rihanna actually showed this foundation being applied with her fingers, but honestly I'm really not about applying foundation with my fingers. I don't want to get them messy, so I'm not going to use my fingers. Let's just give this a squeeze and see. I've put about 4 drops. The shade looks pretty good. Obviously it's darker than what I usually go for. If you are not aware, I do match my foundations to my chest. I do notice when I make complexion product reviews that a lot of people comment saying that I'm not using the right shade or it's too light, but I have to repeat quite often that I do match my foundation to my chest because my face is significantly darker than my chest. Now just to show you guys, I'm actually going to do a swatch of some of my foundations on my chest, my current ones and also some of my summer foundations, so you guys can know what I'm talking about. Okay, so this first foundation here, we've got Huda Beauty Luminous Full Filter Foundation in the shade 500 Deep G. Then here we've got the shade Deep Sable by NYX. This is the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop foundation. Here we've got the Fenty Beauty Eaze Drop in the shade 21. Here we've got the Fenty Beauty Hydrating Foundation in the shade 420. Here we've got the Fenty Beauty Matte Pro Filter Foundation in the shade 420. Here we've got the Too Faced Matte Foundation in the shade Chai. And here we've got the L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear Foundation in the shade Copper. So I can wear all of these foundations. I've worn them before, they work for me. Again, my chest is obviously lighter than my face, so it's often quite weird if I wear my foundation that matches my face because then it's darker than the rest of my body. Obviously I've not tried this on my face yet, but just based on the undertone, I think it would work pretty well, and if I did get tanned, I think this shade would work for me. But we are going to try it on and see what this Fenty Beauty Eaze Drop foundation looks like. Okay, so this is what the foundation looks like on my face, and I think so far it looks pretty good, but let's see what it looks like when we blend it out. I usually use a sponge to blend out my foundations, but let's see what it looks like with a brush. Wow. Wow. Check the coverage, please. Wow. 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 Oh my gosh. Fenty, what have you done to me? What have you done to us, Fenty? Are you guys seeing what I'm seeing right now? Can you just see the coverage, please? So this is no foundation. This is foundation. I love it. So far, I love the way it has applied on my skin. Even though the shade's a little bit darker, I think it would work quite well once I put my concealer on and whatnot. So far, I really like it. Let's keep blending. I'm actually going to put some around my hyperpigmented areas because I think the shade actually works pretty well for that. It is super lightweight on the skin. I can definitely say that for sure. I was expecting a little bit of like a soft matte finish, unless I read the description on the website incorrectly, but so far it is giving me a bit of luminosity, and to be honest, I prefer that anyway. But that also could be because I went in with the hydrating primer. If you go in with Fenty Beauty's matte primer or whatever primer you have that is more mattifying, it may not be as luminous as this, but this is a bit of me, and so far I am absolutely loving it. I am going to try the other side with a sponge just to see what that will apply like as well, because I do tend to actually apply my foundations with a sponge. So let's just see what that looks like. Okay, going in with a sponge on this side. Let's see what it looks like. So I definitely feel like the sponge makes it sink into the skin a little bit more and actually allows it to apply a bit more skin-like than with the brush. I actually like the way it's blending into my skin when I use the sponge. Obviously the brush still looks nice. I'm probably going to go over this side with the sponge. But yeah, I think I actually do prefer how it looks with the sponge. It has just sunk into my skin a little bit better. Okay, so now that I've put the whole foundation on, it does look significantly darker. I think you guys are probably seeing that on camera as well. I like the undertone of the shade 21, and I feel like it would actually complement me a lot more in the summer seasons, because obviously I do tend to tan quite a bit more. So just comparing my chest to my face, you can see the difference in terms of how much darker it is to my usual shade. So I'm going to go ahead with my Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Concealer. This is in the shade 410, and I'm just going to apply this in my usual areas that I highlight. Okay, so I've just highlighted, and today I'm actually not going to put a cream bronzer on. I'm just going to stick to my powder bronzer, but I do want to set underneath my eyes. I do have one of the Fenty Beauty powders, but it's in the shade Cashew, and because this foundation is a little bit deeper, I'm not going to use Cashews, so instead I'm going to use my Mercier powder in the original translucent shade. Usually I do apply with a sponge, but I'm going to apply a little bit with a brush today. I'm going to try and make this look as natural as possible, basically, and just going in. I really don't want to powder my face too much. I'm really liking that luminosity that is coming through, so just want to do a little bit. And honestly, you really don't have to do like a whole heap of makeup to look good, so I'm just going to keep it natural today, keep it minimal for the girls that like a little bit less as well. Obviously, if you like a bit more, you can always go in and apply a bit more. And I tend to prefer a sponge because I just like the way it sinks the powder into my skin. And sometimes with a brush, I feel like it can leave a little bit of texture on the skin, but we are not getting that today, so I'm really pleased with that. Oh, I nearly forgot, I also picked up one of the Fenty Beauty blushes. This is in the shade Daiquiri Dip, and to my surprise, it was like a bright red blusher. I have no clue of what this is going to look like, but let's just give it a try. It's a cream blusher, by the way, but this has been out for a while, so I'm sure you guys already know about it. I have powdered a little bit, but I'm just going to apply this just below that, basically. Right, let's go in and see what... Oh, that looks nice. Okay. Oh, that is pigmented. Let's share some of that on the other side. So this is the blusher shade Daiquiri Dip. My gosh, that is really pigmented. I think I actually applied a little bit more than I needed to. Just going to go in with my sponge on the other side and just dim that down a little bit. And even with dimming that down, you can still definitely see that blusher coming through. So around my mouth, I'm going to apply the Fenty Beauty Soft Matte Powder Foundation. This is in the shade 410. And because it has that nice warm undertone, I think it's going to really help in this area where my hyperpigmentation is. Just a little bit to set that. For my bronzer, I did actually want to use the Mocha Mummy bronzer by Fenty, but it does have quite a warm red undertone, and usually that's not my jam. Instead, I'm going to go in with my Anastasia Beverly Hills bronzer. This is in the shade Mahogany, and this is what it looks like. I just feel like it has the correct tone for me right now, so I think I'm going to really like this one instead. Just applying on my forehead. Yep. Definitely still giving me that nice bronze look, but it's not too warm, so I definitely like that. Pretty much done with the face. I'm going to do my lips, and I'm going to use, as per usual, I'm going to use the Fenty Beauty matchstick in Espresso, and I usually use this to line my lips. I'm going to put a little bit of the She Glam lipstick. This is in the shade 101 Sheep, just in the center to give our lip gloss a base. That works well. And then of course I'm going to go in with the lip gloss by Fenty Beauty in the shade Honey Waffles. This is my favourite Fenty Beauty lip gloss. This is it. Simple as. It feels a little bit weird because my under eyes, I usually like it to be a lot more smoother than what it is at the moment. But that's because I used a brush, not a sponge. This is why I always prefer to go in with a sponge. But I like it. I like the overall look. I haven't actually sprayed my face. I do want to try and do a wear test just to see how long this foundation lasts. I do have combination skin if you are wondering, but yeah, really keen to know how long this foundation is going to sit on the face. Bear in mind that I did do my very minimal makeup look. Usually I would obviously go in with a little bit more in terms of powder. So yeah, I will come back in a couple of hours and just let you guys know what we are looking like. And yeah, let's just see how long this foundation lasts for. I will see you all real soon. Okay, so we are back and wrapping up this video. This is what my face is looking like. And I did have to wear a mask for a little bit whilst I was outside, just when I went into certain shops and whatnot. But so far, if we bring ourselves in a little bit, I think my skin is still looking pretty good. My makeup looks nice. I mean, I do have like a crease here on my forehead, which I do tend to get quite often. My smile lines have creased a little bit as well. My skin is still pretty much glowing, but I wouldn't really say that I have much oil coming through. I think it's just a glow. Obviously you guys are going to see a shine. That's obviously because I do have really bright lights in front of me, but I'm actually really impressed with this foundation. I've only worn this for 5 hours, by the way, and I do have combination skin, so I think by now oils should have been coming through if it wasn't a long-lasting foundation. But I think it looks really nice. And in terms of the mask removing anything, I would just probably say like here I can see a little bit more of my hyperpigmentation peeking through than before. Probably a tiny bit on my top lip as well. Have had a little bit of product removed from my nose. That does happen quite often when I'm wearing a mask and makeup, but it's not too noticeable. Maybe if I tap it off, would it do anything? I don't know. Okay, that doesn't help because it just removes any of the oils or natural shine, and it just makes it more visible. But let me just bring you guys in a little bit closer. What do you think, guys? In my opinion, I think this foundation is a thumbs up. I would say it lasts a good amount of time. Obviously my skin is not oily, it's combination, but I still think it looks really nice. I would definitely 100% be wearing it again. I love the fact that it's lightweight. I love the fact that it's not heavy on the skin. So I think it's a thumbs up and I would definitely recommend it. Hope you guys enjoyed this review, this first impressions. Do give me a thumbs up. Let me know your thoughts down below, and of course I hope to see you all in my next one. Bye.